And again, into that, we can see we have innovations, we have something that very new to the market, and no one else yet providing that thing. And then it's good to be a leader. And then you said at the same time, time is changing.
Yeah.
What is this to us? I have 100% exactly the same view right now. And even I prepared a certain short document, an overview of us for ourselves and then for colleagues to share, where the speed is one of the main important point. But still, I don't yet have an exact question, how? What is your take? How we can be faster? Well, we are relatively fast, let's say, right? But how we can be faster?
Objectively faster than many others. Well, market leader, for example. It goes back to how our IT is working. We have far less people than many others, but yet we are far more efficient and fast when it comes to new things. I think it has to do a lot with the culture,
right?
What I see in development teams, for example, is that they're really eager to develop new things, and they are coming back and asking, "What was the result? We developed that feature. Tell me, what did it bring to the company?"
They're a true part of the business.
They are a true part of the business. I think one of our key strengths is actually in that mindset that we have across the board, not only in IT.
Dim, another point. I was thinking that are we given enough decision-making power? Like, it's a question to me and Arsen, right, together, and then maybe to you guys when you're still going down to different levels, so that the decisions are made very fast.
Yeah.
And then implementation can go fast, because implementation is really dependent on how quickly we are into providing them this product.
That's also very true because, again, in big companies and big corporations, they tend to have multiple committees. You need to go through certain rounds of approval before you can do anything. And we can even see it with our merchants, with our partners, right? They need to approve everything, and it takes a lot of time, while it's an obvious decision that you can take on spot, right? So that's another key strength that we have, is that we are able to make decisions really, really fast.
So nothing to be changed much, as what I hear.
Right now, I don't see the reason why to do that, because we are still in quite fast pace.
So probably we need more power then, more resources, to be faster. Is it then the kind of the answer to our question how?
Yeah, pretty much. I agree.
Right. Okay. Dim, any challenges that in front of you think, as a person, as a businessman, are two different probably areas, but still you're one whole Dima, right? What is it for you?
Well, the challenges are, again, professionally, it's about balancing things. You have so many things on the opposite side of the spectrums, like to be a person who is responsible for products, you need to have some vision for where the future of the product is. But then you need to make sure that this vision doesn't turn into hallucination. It needs to be realistic, right? You cannot just be a blind believer in some romantic kind of bright future. I even call that attitude Church of Bright Future that was practiced in some of the previous companies. It's when you have some unrealistic idea that is not well thought through, and then you just
everybody raises flag and
everybody raises flag and just marching, but
nobody's saying that problem doesn't work.
Exactly. You ask every single person, and they will say, like, I'm not really sure what it is about. I don't believe it's gonna work. But then everybody is raising the flag and then marching. So and the person who is leading that well, he's probably hallucinating because he doesn't understand what is happening in reality. So it is important for me not to become the person who is hallucinating and just throwing some ideas about bright future without understanding how it's actually going to work.
Right. And I think that it takes you in the right set of parameters where you test and learn and then think where it goes. Probably it also takes our culture to be as stable as you mentioned it is now, that everybody should have a right to stand up and say, I don't believe it, this is bullshit. And then we start to kind of again think, are we doing the right thing, right? So that is one of the things that should be there.
But again, it needs to be balanced as well, because if you are on the other side of the spectrum and you're purely kind of analytical, skeptical, scientifical, down to the numbers, then it makes really hard to make any kind of progress.
Right.
One of the examples would be our geographical expansion, right? There were different opinions on whether or not we should have expanded that fast. And now looking back, it was the right decision. The region that we activated last is actually the best so far for our business. So yeah, again, it needs to be balanced. You cannot do reckless things, going into some mad ideas and then making them big from the beginning. But at the same time, you cannot be overly cautious in a very quick environment.
It's what I learned, Dim. So what I learned is that it's very worth to look at the main important factors based on which you're making the decision to the future. If you don't have enough numbers to observe, then you do it based on something that you already see, and then you may have a certain prediction the way it may go, and what are the potential like different scenarios.
Yeah.
And probably this would be still a good way how to analyze into not just the very dreaming ideas, but into the ideas that may work for the market.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And do I understand correctly that also the feeling of the customer, the market, is very important when you as a product manager looking into the future and making your decisions?
Exactly. We need to understand what customers feel about our products, what are the pain points, how do we address them. And we need to filter things out, because of course you go to the customers and you ask them, so what would you like to be improved in the product? They'll tell you, make 0% down payment, make 0% interest, and approve me all the time so that I always have an offer in my app. Yeah, that's what everybody would like to have, but then for obvious reasons, it cannot be satisfied to 100%. So we need to take the things that we can improve and should improve and focus on them.
Okay. Thank you, Dima. And question I ask everyone, important. What is, if you would be looking at us, what is your advice to us and to me, to Arsen? What would you be advising us to do?
Advising?
Yeah.
You caught me by surprise with this question. Well, one thing I could say is don't take out the freedom of making decisions from the teams. That's one. And again, that is another thing which is about balancing, because you cannot make 100%. You cannot delegate 100% of the decision making to the people, because at the end of the day there will be some conflicting decisions, there will be some messy projects. It needs to be balanced. There needs to be some oversight, there needs to be some structure, but we need to be agile, we need to be ready we need to be able to make decisions. I think it works this way pretty well. I think it's pretty balanced right now. So one advice, don't ruin it.
Thank you. So we'll definitely will not ruin it. And I like that Dima still gave me an opportunity sometimes in very special moments to intervene. That means if they intervene, that is a special moment at that moment. All right. Dim, thanks a lot. It was great to talk to you. Thank you.